What's going on, Regal family? I hope you're well, guys. So today we're going to be going through your questions. A massive apology from Liam and I for the delay in this.
Yep.
There's just been loads of stuff going on, and we've been working on a new filming area. So we've painted a couple of walls. We've now got some lighting, so we'll
show you that in the vlog. This
will be a perfect opportunity to test the filming area. So that's why it was delayed. But we're now going to answer your questions.
Let's go. Yeah, so guys, we asked you to ask us your questions. Some of you got back and asked us some questions, so we're going to answer them.
Cool.
So
number one,
Adam. So dilemma, I think, although not positive, my barbers who I frequent and the chap that cuts my mane, I don't believe they sterilise their scissors or blades between cuts, or not that I've ever noticed. I usually end up with a great cut. How the heck do I approach this if they aren't?
I think that's it's an awkward situation, but it's a good situation in the sense of it's coming about a lot now. So I don't know if you saw it, but there was a recent video on BBC.
For millions of men, visiting a barber is fairly routine. Usually, they leave looking and feeling better. But things can go wrong. Boils, bald patches, and infections. And all because of dirty equipment.
For me, I generally think if you're honestly concerned about it, just don't ask them a direct question, but just say, what is your process in cleaning your equipment? So make it more of a conversational question at first if you are concerned. And then if after that they answer, because of course I'm sure they're not going to go, oh no, we never clean that. Of course they're not going to say that. But if they, depend on how they answer, they might say, yeah, I clean it after every 2 people, I clean it after every 1 person. If after you're still worried, I would potentially, maybe you could also bring it up again. But I do think if it ever gets to a point where you think on your gut, you know what, I don't think they are, I would say that's a time to find a new barber. It's all great having great haircuts, but hygiene is one of the most important things also, and you'll be able to find a great haircut somewhere else where they're also more hygienic. That's how I would approach it.
Yeah, in terms of cleanliness, if you don't know, I think a lot of barbers use that. You'll probably see it in there.
Spray.
The blue. You'll see like a blue pot, a pot filled with blue liquid or green liquid. It's called Barbicide, and I think a lot of barbers use that to put scissors and combs in. They also put their clipper heads in it. So you may not necessarily always see them cleaning, but they may have 2, 3, a lot of barbers will have 2, 3, 4 pairs of clippers, 2, 3, 4 pairs of scissors and mace interchange. So you may not necessarily see them every time cleaning their things, but they may just be using different sets of scissors. So always look out for that. Look out for Barbicide. Look out for if they've got a couple of sets of scissors in there, a couple of combs. They also use a spray, like a disinfectant spray on their clippers, which you may also see. So they may not give it like a proper you may not see them necessarily spend 20 minutes cleaning their stations, cleaning everything, but what they may have is spares and use that disinfectant spray. So look out for things like that, as that could be them cleaning their tools.
Yeah, I think that's the best one, but I think it's a great video. It's something to do a video on, because I think it's a great question, because I think now barbers are becoming bigger, and in all honesty, it feels like everyone's opening up a barbershop. And it is exactly that. It's like, okay, these guys open up a barbershop. Does everyone know the safety and health and safety regulations around this? So yeah, great question, Adam. Great question. And I hope, let us know how you get on. And if you get stuck again, just give us a shout.
Yeah, feel free to ask us again. Duncan, who are your style heroes and why? So I'll take this one first. So for me, I've never been one who's had like one big style hero. I kind of take a lot of inspiration from different people, like, especially with Instagram now. I mean, you kind of take inspiration, you see outfits, you think, oh, that would look good with that will look good. But I've never been one who's necessarily had a hero I necessarily look up to and say, he's the person I want to dress like, he's the person I want to look like. I kind of just take my inspiration from everywhere. I remember one person, so when I was younger, I used to watch Big Brother. And they used to have the shows like Big Brother's Big Mouth, and there was a presenter called George Lamb.
Oh yeah.
Larry Lamb's son.
Larry Lamb's son. Yeah, he's got
Larry
that great hair.
And I remember him, like when I was about 12, 13, looking and thinking, oh, he's got cool style. So that's probably the only person I could put. But it's not like I've kept up my whole life going, watch George Lamb.
I want to be George Lamb.
Yeah, exactly. But he's probably one person who I could say that kind of influenced at one point.
Yeah, he has got a cool style. I suppose my one is, I'm kind of the same, like, so I've not got no one who I say, do you know, they're my style icon, but there are people out there who I respect in how they've cultivated kind of like a whole generation, a whole trend. So for example, James Dean, I think is always someone comes back to that little Harrington jacket and the quiff. I think he started the trend that's still relevant now. Of course, you've got Elvis, you've got Steve McQueen. We're going proper old school, and then recent ones you've got Beckham, of course, with his different hairstyles. For me, I'm more of an era person, if that makes sense. So instead of saying I have this one person as my style icon, I'd be more like, oh, I liked how they dressed in the 50s and the mixtures of the trilby hats and all those suits, maybe the Frank Sinatra era, and then going forward, even like the Teddy Boy era. So I would more go eras rather than one particular person, because I find I normally like certain things on many people. So like I might like how James Dean had his hair, but I preferred Steve McQueen suits. Where James Dean, suits wise, I don't think he ever wore suits, or if he did, it weren't really what I was thinking. So it was like a combination of things that I like. But I'm more of an era person, I'd say. But I respect the people like Elvis as well, done his own thing and started a whole trend. Like I've just admired those people that have done their own kind of thing but set something a lot further than that. So I think it's mine.
Okay, favourite hairstyles and why? So let's maybe do this in two. So we'll do favourite hairstyle right now. So like favourite trend hairstyle, maybe like favourite celebrity hairstyle of all time, something like that.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Okay, so favourite hairstyle at the moment is, voila, the short textured crop. Purely because it's so easy to maintain and it's something that suits me. This is my preference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that just suits my face shape. It just suits the way I go about my daily life. On past videos, when I had it more longer, after a couple of weeks it started getting very difficult to maintain. And you know that feeling when you start feeling, it sounds stupid, you start feeling dirty. It might be a weird way to put it, but after a couple of weeks and you start feeling messy, it makes your whole self feel messy. And it's weird, I can't really explain it. So definitely this one for me. In terms of favourite celebrity hairstyle, I've got to go with Elvis. I've got to go with Elvis just because I think that style and his whole look, just everything suited him. And
a particular one, like that, you mean like the massive quiff? The massive quiff.
That's not something that I could probably get away with. I don't think it'd suit me. But I just loved it. It all clicked together with him. It went with his style, it went with his music, and I do think he was one of the first people to really come out and start pushing a trend towards certain hairstyles for men. Obviously there were certain hairstyles before that, but he put so much effort into that. I think that was another breakthrough just for men's grooming and men's hair in general. So I'd probably have to say Elvis.
So for me, favourite hairstyle right now, kind of like the new Beckham style, the Deadpool kind of style. I'm really liking that real short back and sides with kind of a little bit of length on top. I suppose it's almost a semi buzz cut, like buzz cut crop kind of style, that short back and sides with a little bit on top. I'm really liking at the minute. I'm also liking the fact that mod haircuts are back.
Yeah.
I'm really it's not one that I would ever pull off. Like it's not a style I could ever pull off, that I ever think that I would wear. But I'm really liking the mod hairstyles.
One thing I'd say though is for people it does suit, like Liam the other day. It looks absolutely like Liam the other day. I thought it looked wicked. Yeah. So for people it suits. It looks
I'm a big Oasis fan, Paul Weller, all those sort of people. So I really like that. I really like that mod haircuts are starting to become a bit more mainstream. And there's kind of I've seen some newer twists, like you said on Liam. It's kind of like a shorter mod style. Yeah. It's kind of like a 2018 twist on the mod.
Yeah.
So I'm quite liking that at the minute. Favourite of all time. I'd probably have to point back to like 20s, 30s, like Cary Grant, or 40s, those sort of styles. I think they're really big influence for me. I really like those sort of styles. I also think a modern day favourite hairstyle would probably be like Peaky Blinders. Not that it's one that's that suits everyone because it's very harsh, but I think the way that that's kind of influenced,
just set a trend,
the way that's influenced style, I think is absolutely massive. Like most people who watch Peaky Blinders think, oh, they've got a cool haircut, they've got this. I think it's been such a big influence in this day and age.
I must admit, I'm more a fan of their clothing than their hairstyles. In the way, like, I love the suits that they wear and stuff. I would more go, I love the clothes they're wearing, but the hairstyles and stuff would probably be secondary to me.
Yeah, but for me, point back to like Cary Grant, Frank Sinatra, those sort of era of haircuts, styles which I would say are my favourite of all time.
Cool. Next up.
What is your favourite summer look clothes-wise?
Oh,
this is a good one. So me and Josh always make a joke at this because we're always wearing like black so I'm actually wearing something different today, funny enough. But, yeah, black t-shirts. So we're always wearing black t-shirts normally.
It's that startup budget, guys.
Yeah, it's just an easy thing to chuck on. So the black t-shirt is summer look. No, for me, for summer looks, I'm really liking at the minute kind of like the mix between smart casual. So I've seen a lot of people wearing like tailored trousers with a pair of white trainers and then maybe like a shirt on top. I'm quite liking that look at the minute. I think a nice pair of chinos, a pair of white trainers and a shirt or a t-shirt, a smart shirt or a t-shirt, just to switch it up. I think that's a good look for summer, especially when you're in England and the weather's not constantly boiling hot and you're not always necessarily needing to wear shorts.
Yeah. No, I'd say I'm the same, because we was out the other weekend and we saw a few people with that kind of style, and the trousers stop at like the top of the ankles, so they leave that gap between the trousers and the shoes and the trainers, which is really cool. Kind of like what JT did back in the day when he wore his trousers and his feet. He just didn't wear it as cut. I would then like the short sleeve shirts, but I love my hats. So you've probably noticed I've always got some kind of hat on in some way, in terms of a flat cap, back cap. Obviously I
have no idea what you just said there.
Flat cap and back cap. Yeah, cap backwards.
I think you said fat clap.
Fat clap, back cap. Fat clap, back cap. Oh, fat clap. That's a new style of hat I'm wearing, guys. And I also love my trilby hats. So in the summer, kind of those trousers, the trainers, short sleeve shirt, and then maybe a little trilby. That's kind of like my vibe. Obviously, I do like the styles with the hair. I do like styling my hair and stuff, but ever since I was younger, remember me in school?
Yeah.
I've always loved hats. I've always loved hats. Like I would have a collection of hats if I could. So yeah, that would probably be my one. That would be like definitely the smart casual one. And I love the colours, the brightness of colours that come out as well. You can really play about with the different colours with a white shirt. You can have like different beiges and X, Y, Z.
Well, we've gone through them. Final question: could we set up a Regal Gentleman group online to share and discuss mental health? So I'll take this one.
I think we can both.
So we're kind of looking at ways to make this group better as well. I think the thing with mental health is we don't necessarily want to commit to a group, because if there are people with serious suicidal issues or depression, I don't think me and Josh can manage that right now.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one to say yes, we will do that. It's something that we would love to do.
Yeah. And
it may be that we have to put some infrastructure in place with Regal in the future to have something in place that can deal with those sort of things. But I think for us, when it gets to a point when there are severe issues with suicidal thoughts, and if someone needs that immediate attention, and we have that group that says this is for all your mental health issues, if someone has those serious issues at that time, can we deal with it? Probably not. So I think there's that balance between that and that. It'd be great for people to talk about their mental health issues and support each other. That would be absolutely amazing. But it's just when it gets to that point of, okay, well, this is more serious than the group now. Like, how do we manage that?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I also think as well, and this is something that I've always liked the idea of, it, but it's very difficult, is integrating something like that within just a group and not calling it a mental health group. And the only way that I like that is because I don't I've never liked the idea of kind of segmenting it away to say this is a mental health group, where I think mental health and whatever is just a part of life, and as is a part of life, could we do it in a group where we talk about grooming some days, we talk about style icons the other, but then a question like mental health can come up and it's just the norm. It's just the norm. It's like, I've experienced that, or I've seen that, or I've done that. That would be my like dream to have get it to, just where it's like people ain't as stigmatized by it and they don't have to go to a separate group. But like Liam said, I think it's at the minute, I think if we can't honestly say we can't, if we did another group, I don't think at this time we can commit to it being the best group possible of everything within time. We're still trying to work on this group and trying to find a place for the group. I know a lot of people now have been coming to us saying that Facebook ain't maybe the way to go for groups now. A lot of people are coming off Facebook for obvious reasons. Whether they stay off Facebook is another question. So we're even working on ways, is it something we have to embed into our website, like a Reddit kind of style? But that would be my thing. I think I would like it in an area where it's just around anything.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But if any of you guys do want to open up and share your own mental health stories within this group, then please feel free and talk to each other. Like, that'd be amazing too. So, but yeah, we don't necessarily want to set up a separate group.
Yeah, and guys, and if there's anyone out there that thinks, you know what, that's fair enough, but I'd like to set up my own one, then feel free to come to us, and we'll give you some advice on about setting up the group, or if you need any help from us from a social media perspective, we'd love to help.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we're there. I think we need to focus on like the videos and the podcast, and start just making it okay for people to talk first.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, we're actually starting a podcast called Men Talk. It's in the works. We've got some guests ready who are going to go on. It's just a chance. So after that video we did where we spoke about our own mental health journeys, it's just a chance for us to talk to other men about mental health journeys. Maybe some charities and organisations who've been set up to support men with mental health. Talking to those guys, just to give you some information, and so you can hear other people talk about mental health as well. It's something that we want to do, and we're going to do that for a podcast. It will probably also be filmed for a video series as well. So that will be starting soon. So that's it then.
Amazing, guys.
First, ask us anything. Let us know down below what you thought of this. If you have any more questions for us, then drop them down below as well. We can make this a regular thing if this is something that you'd like to see more of. If you don't care, then maybe we just won't do another one.
That's no problem.
We've just spoken. But yeah, just drop us a comment down below. 1, let us know what you think of this, and 2, if you have any questions for us for future episodes of this, then drop it down below and we will answer them.
Loads of blessings, guys. Have a lovely week. Enjoy this lovely weather. If it's still lovely by the time we put this video,
it'll probably be raining.
If it's raining, I'm sorry I said that message. Take care, guys.
See you later, guys.